is Iesha of Iesha Designed It, and welcome back to my channel. Well, as you've seen in the title, today we're going to be talking about all things sublimation. I know many of you have questions about getting into the sublimation business. Well, guess what? We're going to talk about what you need, what you don't need. So make sure you go and get your pen and your paper so that you can take these notes. Before we get into the video, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel. I would love to have you a part of the Iesha Designed It family. So let's go ahead and get into the video. All right, everyone. So today is the day we're going to talk about all things sublimation. We're going to talk about what you need, what you don't need, what you need to do, what you don't need to do. All right. And go ahead and get started your sublimation business so you can start bringing in that money. Now, one thing I want to say, sublimation is a very profitable business. I would advise you to learn as much as you can about it so that you can go ahead and get into the business. So what we're going to do, we're going to be talking about what you need and what you don't need, because sometimes as a new person getting into sublimation, we go out and buy so many things. I know when I first got started, I was buying some of the things that I didn't need. I was just buying things because I don't know, I thought I needed it. But a lot of the things I bought, I didn't need. And some of the things that I bought, I did need, but I needed something different, such as heat tape. Now I'm going to be talking about the heat tape that I started with and the heat tape that I use now. And I'm going to be showing you and talking to you about printers and everything that you will need to get started. So first of all, I started doing sublimation in 2021 and 2022. My husband bought my first Epson printer, which is the ET2760. That's my very first printer that I started with. And he bought it, I think it was around 2020 or 2021. So when he bought the printer, I went ahead and converted the printer. Now, what converting the printer means is that you do not use the ink that comes in the box. There is some sublimation printers that you can buy that are actually sublimation printers, but the price is a little higher than converting your own. I don't have an actual sublimation printer, but what I bought when I first started, my husband bought it for me, was an Epson printer, and I absolutely love it. So what I bought was the Epson ET2760, and I converted that printer into sublimation. Now let me tell you what converted. You might be asking, what does converted mean? Converted means that I did not use the ink that came inside of the printer, because once you buy an Epson printer, you will have Epson ink. Now, I did not use the Epson ink. My very first printer, I used Cosmos ink. So I ordered the Cosmos ink and I replaced the Epson ink with the Cosmos ink, which is the Cosmos sublimation ink. Now, Cosmos ink is a really good ink, but I'm going to tell you later what I changed over to. So I used the Cosmos ink and put it into my Epson ET2760 converted sublimation printer. And that's the printer that I printed with all the way up until Christmas of this year. Now, let me fast forward to Christmas of this year. I wanted a bigger printer because the Epson ET2760 only prints out 8.5 by 11. So I had been doing 8.5 by 11 prints for about what, 2 to 3 years. And so I felt like it was time for me to move up to a bigger printer, a bigger print. So my husband and my daughter bought me the printer that you see right here, which is the Epson ET8550. Now, what I did with the Epson ET8550 that you see right here, I did the same thing. I did not use the Epson ink. I changed from Cosmos ink to Hippo ink. I absolutely love the Hippo ink. So when I print my prints now, as well as when I was using the Cosmos ink, there's nothing wrong with the Cosmos ink. I love the Cosmos ink, but I just wanted to try something different. So when I filled this up with the Hippo ink, it started printing vibrant, and I absolutely love it. So I love my Epson ET8550, and I love the Hippo ink. Now, my very first printer that I was telling you about, the Epson ET2760, I love that one also, and I'm going to be showing it to you because guess what? I still have it. So I'm going to be showing you the different printers that I have. There are so many different printers out there. that you can use. If you want to start with Epson, what I would recommend is, like I always tell you to do your research. Go to Google, type in Epson printers, or type in sublimation printers for Epson, or just go to your stores and look around. Now, I bought the Epson ET 2760 from Office Depot, and my husband, I think they got this one from Sam's. Amazon have it. I have a link in the description box below for Amazon. Amazon is a great place to buy your items also. So just look around, do your research, go into your local stores and see what they have. Okay, so the next thing that you will need is sublimation paper. Now, I'm going to be showing you the sublimation paper that I have. Now, this sublimation paper is the one that I started out with, and it's the A-Sub paper. I got the 125G, the 8.5 by 11. Remember, my Epson ET 2760 only printed 8.5 by 11. So I went ahead and got this paper. This is some really great paper. I absolutely love it. So make sure you write this down. Write down what I'm saying so that you can go back and reference it. And when you go in the store or do your research, you can research it and see what you like, because there's so many different papers out there. So just research and see what you like. See which one, works for you and your business, because this is your business. But I want to show you this. Like I said, this really great paper. It's the A-Sub paper, 8.5 by 11. Now, let me tell you what I made a mistake and did. Because you will make a mistake when it comes to sublimation. So when my husband bought the the Epson ET 2760, I did not know, for some reason, I thought it print a bigger print. So I went and purchased this one, the A-Sub 8.5 by 14. I've never used this paper because I could not use this paper with my Epson ET 2760. So this paper I've been had for a while, also still in the box. I couldn't use it because my printer only printed 8.5 by 11. So make sure you know what size paper your printer prints so that you won't go and waste any money on buying things that your printer will not, the paper size will be too big for your printer. All right, so let me move on. Now, when I got this Epson ET 8550, the new one that you see behind me, I switched up my paper. I wanted to try, this paper is heavy, y'all. I wanted to try the HTV Runt sublimation paper. So I decided to get the 11 by 17, if you can see this. And instead of the 125G, I got the 120G. This paper, y'all, is so amazing. I absolutely love the HTV Runt paper. Now, I love the A-Sub also, but like I said, I want to try something different, and it's okay. Switch it up in your business if you want to try something different, but make sure that when you make items, whatever it is for your customers, make sure it's top notch, okay? So whatever paper you use, make sure it's top notch paper, and make sure you know exactly what you are doing. Make sure you know how to sublimate before you actually start selling your items to your customers. So like I said again, make sure you test out the paper. Buy different papers if your budget allows. Test it out, see which one works for you. So that's 11 by 17 paper, and I also got the 13 by 19 HTV Runt paper. Now, the reason why I wanted to have a bigger print is because I wanted to do bigger prints on my shirt. I had other people asking me for bigger prints, so I was like, I need to just go ahead and get a bigger printer that will, so that I can use bigger paper in my printer. So that's why I went ahead and purchased that. And another thing I want to say about sublimation, and this goes for any business, make sure that you have the budget for what you purchase. Because when I first started out, I knew I had to do sublimation, you have to have a sublimation printer or either one that you can convert to sublimation. So I knew that I had to purchase that. So That's why my husband went ahead and bought me the one that I have. That's the smaller printer. Now, when you start getting up into bigger printers, like the one I have back here, it will cost more money. So what I would recommend is that you get started in your business with a smaller printer. Now, if you have the funds to go ahead and buy the bigger printer because you know later on that you will make bigger prints, that's totally fine. Go ahead and purchase it if that's what you can afford. But don't go into your business already accumulating debt. You want to make a profit. So in order to make a profit, you start with what you can and you move up little by little, because that's what I did. The ones of you who've been following me a while, now I'm going to go into, I've talked about the printers. I've talked about the paper. I talked about the printers. I talked about the paper. Now, the next thing I'm going to go into that I'm leading up to are the heat presses. You will need a heat press. You will need an actual heat press or a Cricut easy press. Now, what I recommend is the actual heat press, the one that actually, you use your hand and you pull it down. Now, the easy press is okay, but when it comes to some sublimation, you have to have you have to have it firmly pressed, okay? So I would recommend the actual heat press that you hold your hand and pull down. Now, the actual Cricut easy press, that's a great one also. I'm going to be showing you the one that I have, but I mainly use my actual heat press. Now, let me talk to you a little bit about heat presses. Now, if you've been following me a while, you already know that I moved up from heat presses. When I first started this channel, I had, I think it was a 9x12 or a 9x13 heat press. It was very small, but I started with what I had. Now, the heat press that I started with, you can go back and look at some of my old videos. You will see the heat press that I started with. That heat press I had for, I think about 10 or 11 years. That was the very first heat press that my husband bought me years ago when I first started, because when I first started, I started in doing Cricut. I started doing vinyl and making shirts with vinyl. So I needed a heat press. Well, I wanted a heat press because when I first started, I started with a regular iron. That's how I started. I didn't have the money to get a heat press. I didn't have the money to get any of that at the time. Press. And when I first started doing sublimation, I was still using my 9x12. I think it was a 9x12, 9x13 heat press that, y'all, I had that heat press for over 10 years. My husband bought me that heat press years ago when I first learned how to do Cricut. And I'm going to talk to you about my story and how I got started, because, you look at people and you think that they got started here, when actually, no, they got started down here. And I'm one of them. Okay, but I just want to stay on sublimation right now. But I started with a 9x12, a 9x13 heat press, very small heat press. So this is to tell you and to show you that you can start out with a smaller heat press. That just like you can start out with a smaller printer. So the heat press that is a smaller one, I have it linked in the description box. Everything that I'm talking about today is going to be linked in the description box. So make sure you go and check it out so that you can get what you need to get started in this business and start making your money, okay? So I started out with that very, very small heat press. Now, when I was doing my shirts, I had to maneuver it and move it around and do all that in order for everything to fit. But y'all, I made it work. So just remember that you can start out with a small heat press. And then once you start making your money, you can move up to a bigger heat press, because that's what I did. I purchased a new heat press. I think it was last year. I purchased the Better Sub 15x15 heat press. Y'all, I love When I said love, I love my Better Sub 15 by 15 heat press. Now, I did want to go higher. I wanted to get one of the 16 by 20 heat presses, but that was out of my budget. Those heat presses are expensive. So I purchased what it was that I could afford. Because like I told you, don't go into debt trying to get things that you know, you can't afford at the time. And it's okay. It's all right to buy what you can afford and then move up. Now, I know that, you know, we see a lot of the people here on YouTube and other, you know, platforms getting new printers and getting the bigger printers and getting the bigger heat presses and all of that, and constantly getting equipment. And sometimes, you know, that will eventually probably get you to the point of like, you know, they constantly getting this and this and this, but that's okay. You can look at that and be like, okay, I'm going to get there one day, because I see it also, but I stay in my lane. You know, you have to stay in your lane. I stay in my lane. I know what I can afford. I know what I'm not going to afford right now. Let me continue to make money in my business. And once you continue to make money in your business, that's when you can move up to a bigger heat press, a bigger printer, whatever it is that you want. Okay? So I know I've talked about that enough. So we're going to move on. Y'all, I have this written down so I won't forget anything. So I've talked about the paper, sublimation paper. I've talked about the sublimation printers. And now I've talked about the ink. I've only used the Cosmos ink and the Hippo ink. There's plenty of other inks I think that are out there. But like I said, do your research so that you can find the one that works best for you and your business. Okay, the next thing that you will need for your business is this right here. Okay, do anyone know what this is? So this is butcher paper. Now, butcher paper is what you need for a sublimation, as you can see how it look right here. Now, let me tell you what butcher paper is for the ones of you who may not know. Butcher paper protects your heat press, okay? Or, you know, whatever it is that is your heat source. I say heat press because that's what I would recommend. You put butcher paper, okay, so just say for instance, like this shirt. This is a shirt that I sublimated the other night. So when I put the sublimation paper down on my shirt, you tape it down and do all that. Then I would take a piece of butcher paper and place it on top of my shirt, just like this. Put it on top of the sublimation paper, just like this. And what that does is when you take your heat press and pull it down, if any of your, any ink, this is ink, any of the ink bleed or, come from the paper, then it will protect your heat press. Okay, it will protect your heat press so your heat press won't have ink in it. And it also protects the shirt. Okay, so when you put butcher paper over the shirt, it protects your shirt also. Okay, so I always get butcher paper to go down. Now, do your research. I think I've seen some people use parchment paper. I haven't used that. I stick with the butcher paper. This is what I stick with, so this is what I'm going to tell you about. Get you some butcher paper. I have some linked in the description box. I got this from Amazon. They also sell it at Sam's. You can get a really big one at Sam's. At Sam's you have to have a membership, but that's where they sell it. So just look up butcher paper, and like I said, I got this from Amazon. So that will help protect your shirt as well as your heat press, or when you are sublimating mugs, it will help your Cricut mug press. So I'm going to be talking about that also. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and talk about sublimation tape. So what sublimation tape is, it is when you take your sublimation paper, you place it on your substrate, or blank, whichever one you call it. We're going to talk about that also. But we're going to say t-shirt. So you place your paper down on your shirt, and you take your heat tape and you tape it so that your sublimation paper will not shift or move. So I'm going to show you the heat tape that I used to use and the heat tape that I use now. All right, so I want to show you and tell you, first of all, before I go into the heat tape, this is a heat tape that I purchased when I first got started. Now, this is another definition of mistakes because I made a mistake buying this. This tape will not hold. It does not hold for me. Now, it may hold for someone else. You know, like I said, we're all different. I tried it. I don't care for this one. And I'm not sure what type of tape this is. Take it out the box, and I don't know what I did with the box. But this tape really don't hold. Now, if I don't have any other tape, I will use this because, you know, if this all you have to work with, then you have to work with what you have. But I do not recommend this one. And it's the red one, and it looks like this. Okay, you see how that looks? And it's not really sticky. It's not really sticky at all. Okay, so when I first started, let me show you the tape that I started with. And I have another one somewhere. But I started with the tape that looks like this. It is the gold tape. And this is a thin one. Now, I think they come with a thicker one. But the reason why I really don't care for this, and again, this is just me. Everyone may be different. Because, all right, y'all, so my phone went out. I had to get on my iPad. So I don't know if it's going to be a little different, but that's what happened, just in case it is. But again, I was using this tape right here. And the reason why I say I don't like this tape is because when I put down my sublimation paper and I put this on, you know, to tape it down, it will not stick once I put it up under the heat. So I decided to try this one. Now, this tape, y'all, is amazing. I absolutely love this tape. And as you see, it's the this color here. It's more of a clear color. And I'm going to be showing that to you because I have it over by my heat press. But I'm going to be leaving this in the link, in the description box, so you can go and check it out. But I absolutely love this one, and I recommend it. Again, it will be in the description box below. So I have talked about paper, sublimation printers. I have talked about ink. I have talked about butcher paper. I have talked about tape. So now I am going to talk about another thing that is not 100% recommended, but I would recommend it. All right. You don't necessarily have to have it, but I would recommend it. And this is a tape measure or ruler. Now, this is to measure your t-shirts or whatever it is that you're going to be putting sublimation on, so that you can make sure that everything is lined up and everything is straight. You can also use a t-shirt ruler. I will have that linked in the description box also, and I will show you that when I show you my printer. The next thing I'm going to be talking about is called a blank or substrate. And I know that you're looking like, what is a blank or what is a substrate? Now, these are the items that you can sublimate on. Remember, the substrate or the blank have to be, and especially when you're talking about t-shirts or sweatshirts or hoodies, it have to be at least 50% polyester. Now, one thing I want you to take notes of and remember is this: the higher the polyester count, the better that your ink or your sublimation will look. So the higher the polyester count, the better it will look. The lower the polyester count, it will still be very nice. So that's what a substrate is. So I'm going to be showing you what you can sublimate on. Now, remember, you can use this in your business. One thing is a canvas. Now, a canvas, make sure that it has a certain coating on it. As you see, this is one of the canvas that I have here. And this came from Amazon also. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you how it looks once you sublimate on it. So I did this last night. Now I'm going to show you this. This is how this looks once you sublimate on it. This is the same canvas. It looks just like this. This is my mom. And I did this of her last night. So as you see how beautiful it is. Now I turned down the actual transparency on this. That's why it looks like this. This is it. Very, very beautiful. So you can sublimate on that. Let me tell you something else you can sublimate. You can sublimate on puzzles. So this is one of the puzzles that I have sublimated on. This is me and my girls. And I sublimated our dog. Our dog passed away 2 years ago. And we had a little Yorkie, as you can see. He is so cute. So cute. So you can sublimate on puzzles. Now, one thing I want to let you know about sublimating, especially on puzzles or canvases, make sure that you measure your puzzle. And when you measure your puzzle, make sure you put that measurement in wherever you are, your software that you're using, so that your, if you want it to go, it can go all the way to the end. So as you see, this is a puzzle that I did of the dog, my dog, like I said, but I didn't go all the way to the end. I should have went all the way to the end. And on this one here, I went all the way to the end, but it's still just some white showing on the end. All right, so another thing, did I show you these socks? You can always sublimate on socks. Now, I purchased these socks from the Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree is a great place for you to go and get started because a lot of their items are 100% polyester. So make sure you go to the Dollar Tree, $1.25 store, and go in there and make sure that you look around for anything that is at least 50% polyester or higher. Now, these socks are 97% polyester. So I have sublimated on this shirt. I showed you this. Let me see if I can stand up. Okay, this is a shirt that I sublimated on the other night. And this is another shirt that you can sublimate on. This is I love gilding. I've been using gilding since I first started years ago. And this is a gilding soft style shirt. It is 65% polyester. 65% polyester. So you can use that. This is a hoodie that I didn't do this hoodie. But you can sublimate on hoodies. Again, this is a gilding. It's a heavy blend. And it's 50% polyester and 50% cotton. So you can sublimate on that. Now, this is a hoodie that I did sublimate on. This is one that I made for Christmas. You see? That's the one that I made for Christmas. You can sublimate on these bags. Now, I absolutely love this bag. This is so cute. And this is, I think it was 90% polyester or 100%. You always open it up and look on the inside, and the inside will show you the okay, it's 100% polyester when it comes to a bag. Now, this bag came from Five Below. So make sure you go to Five Below. If you have a Five Below in your area, check them out because they have some super nice items also. Very reasonable. I think they have went up. I don't think it's $5 anymore. I know here where I live it's $5.55. So that's still a great deal. You can always, if you're on a budget, make sure you go to Dollar Tree. If you can splurge a little bit, go to Five Below. Okay, so another thing is mouse pads. I absolutely love mouse pads. Right here. I actually had a company to reach out to me to make them some mouse pads. So this is like I said, when it's a profitable business. Once you get your name out there and you learn how to do this, you can really make some money at doing this. And this is the mouse pads. I also have, and I've had this one a while. I haven't done anything with it, but it's a 3699 panel photo. You can put photos on it. And this is a pillowcase, so you can sublimate on this. You can also sublimate on a tag. You know, that this can go in the front of a car. I've been had that for a while. You can sublimate on pins. And you can sublimate on, these are, what you call these, pop sockets that go on the back of your phone. I did these bookmarks for Christmas. As you see, they are so cute. I made some for friends and family for Christmas, and these are just mine that I made for myself. I always make something for myself before I make it for someone else, just to see how it looks and make sure that my measurements are correct. Let me see. Okay, so that's pretty much it. You can sublimate on anything, like I said, at least make sure that it is polyester. Oh, let me show you a mistake that I made when I first started sublimating. Now, like I just told you, you cannot sublimate on cotton. Let me show you something that I made for my twins. Now, my twins had to wear like a cameo type thing to school back when they was in school. And look at this shirt, y'all. Look at this. So this was sublimation. I sublimated this shirt. Now you still can see it, and it was very vibrant. I don't think I did a video. I think I did put it over on Instagram. So if you're not following me on social media, make sure you go follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I'm all over there, okay? But it was really vibrant. When I went to wash it, this is what happened. This is what happened. So that's why you cannot sublimate on cotton, because it will fade. You do not want to make this for your customer. Send it to your customer, and the first wash, it fades. And that's what happened here. And so that's a mistake that I made. So another thing that you can sublimate on is tumblers. This is a great profit. This right here really brings in the money. Tumblers, because everyone drinks something. So these are tumblers that you can sublimate on, as you see here. Now let me show you some of the ones that I did sublimate on and some of the mistakes that I made. Now I'm going to show you this right quick. Now this is a mistake that I made. This is one, I don't think this is my first tumbler. I think this is next to my first. But let me show you how it turned out. As you see, I didn't go all the way to the top with it. That's why I said measure. Even though I think I measured, I can't even remember how I did this one. As you see right here, the line going down. I made this for my husband because my husband loves North Carolina Tar Heels. And I tried to make him a tumbler, and I gave it to him anyway. He loved it. But I knew he's probably was like, come on, Aisha, you got to do better. All right, this is another one that I made. And even though it looks really good, let me show you what happened. I did not go all the way around with it. Now, when you do tumblers, you want to make sure, you don't want to overlap, but you want to make sure this does not happen. Okay, so this is another one that I made. I am an event designer, and this is my name, Event Decor and Designs by Aisha. Now, this turned out really, really good. I designed this myself. But at the top here, you can see a little ghosting at the top. But this came out better than a lot of the ones that I made. Here's another one that I did. I did this for my mom, my grandma, my granddaddy. And right here, I really made a big mistake. But you know what? I still drink out of this cup because I did it. I did it. But I think I'm going to do something else with it. Like I said, don't throw away your mistakes. Keep your mistakes because you can do something with it. Now, another thing that you are liable to make a mistake on, and that's putting on something upside down. So as you see, this is the right way for the tumbler. I put this on upside down when I put my paper on because as you see, it reads right if I turn it upside down. It says, falling for you. But I put it on this way. So it happens sometimes. It's life. It's learning. You're going to learn. Just like my motto here is where we learn and we grow together. You learn, you grow. So you make mistakes, that means you're learning and you're going to eventually grow from it because you're going to learn what not to do next time. Okay, so another item that you can sublimate is this glass tumbler here. And this is the way this looks. So if you look back on my videos, I have one that I did of my mom. I think it's in the kitchen. But these are absolutely beautiful when you sublimate on them. And I also did the top. I put rhinestones on the top of this because this is a bamboo top. And it also comes with a straw. Absolutely beautiful. And another thing that you can sublimate on is a coffee mug. And this is a coffee mug right here. It's the Cricut mug. And what you do, you can put this, I put mine in the Cricut mug press, and it comes out absolutely beautiful. Okay. All right, so those are the things that you can sublimate on. And let me move on to something else that you will need. So you will also need lint roller. Now, lint roller is where you take the roller and you brush, especially on your shirts, you get any lint or debris off of your shirts, and that just help you to, you know, keep any of that off of your shirt. So this is also linked in the description box. These are very reasonable. You can buy 2, 3, or a bundle, and you can have some, you know, as you get finished with one, you'll have another one. And all you have to do is just take it. When it gets dirty, just take it and peel it just like this. So something else you will need, I'm looking down at my notes because I wrote down things so I wouldn't forget. Another thing that you will need, I talked about the heat press. I talked about the Cricut Easy Press. And also for your mugs, this is optional. I would recommend it because it helps a lot, is the Cricut mug press. I'm going to be showing you that. Another thing is heat gloves, because you know what? You want to protect these right here. What are these? Your hands. And having heat gloves protect your hands from when you are under the heat press and you have to reach under there and pull the sublimation paper off. You can, you know, your bare hands is hot, so you want to protect your hands. So, like I said, all of this is linked in the description box. Something else I highly recommend is scissors. Now, you can use your hands to tear off your sublimation paper, but y'all, sometimes I just need me some good old scissors. So, I would highly recommend your scissors. And let me show you the tape. I told you I was going to show you the tape. Now, this is the tape, the same tape that I showed you. And what I use is right here on a tape dispenser. It makes it absolutely more convenient to just pull it off this tape dispenser. But I love this. As you see how thick the tape is right there. So I love this. And one more thing that you can sublimate on that I forgot to show you is pot holders. Now, I got this from the Dollar Tree. These are absolutely amazing to sell to your customers for Mother's Day, Valentine, any day, because who don't use a pot holder? A lot of people cook, so a pot holder would be great for you to sublimate on and give it as a gift. Sell it, you know, because we're in it to make a what? Profit. So I want to show you the very first converted sublimation printer that I started with. Again, this is the Epson ET2760. This is my very first sublimation printer that I converted over that I was telling you about earlier. Very affordable, very reasonable. And I would recommend this for beginners. And so again, this is the ET2760. It's linked in the description box. And the ink that I started out with, as you see, there's some still there, is the Cosmos ink. This one prints 8.5 by 11. So you will need to get 8.5 by 11 paper. All right, something else I was telling you about is this Cricut Easy Press. Now, this is the big one, but I would recommend an actual heat press. So I'm not going in any order when it comes to showing you this, but I am going to show you what I have. So that's the Cricut Easy Press. Now I'm going to move on over here. This is the Cricut Mug Press. Now I highly recommend this when you're doing mugs because it's very convenient, very easy. Look back at some previous videos that I have here on my YouTube channel, and I will show you a lot of, because I've used this many times, and you can see how to use it, how to work it. Now I'm coming over to my new printer. This is my new Epson ET8550 right here. This is the one that I got for Christmas. This is the one that prints bigger print. As you see, it's the ET8550. And that's my 11 by 17 paper. And I absolutely love this one. Now this one I use the Hippo ink, as you see, still pretty full. And I can say about the Sublimation ink, it lasts a really long time. Because like I said, I got this one for Christmas and I put it in. And I've been printing pretty much every day, every other day, and it's still full. All right, so here is exactly what I recommend, and this is the heat press. Now, this is my new Better Sub heat press. I've been had it a while, so I absolutely love it. As you see, I have the pink one, and I love it. It heats up very, very well. It gets really hot, which I like. And I tell you, any heat press that you get, just make sure you do your research and that you know your own heat press and how hot it get and what to put the temperature on. So I was going to show you, this is my little section over here I have so that, you know, I can, when I'm pressing my shirts. But this is a little t-shirt, guys, that I was telling you about. It comes with infant, adult, and toddler, as you see here. So, and this is, like I said, my little section with my tape measure and lint rollers and all of that. Alright, so this is what I use to heat my tumblers. I do not have a tumbler press, but there are many tumbler presses out there that you can go and research and find to purchase. I continue to use my convection oven for my tumblers, and it does a wonderful job. I'm planning to get a tumbler press soon, but like I said, you know, you got to make sure that you have the budget for it. So this is the one that I use. It's the Black & Decker, and I wanted to show you some more of the items that I've made. Now this is the one I did not show you, the coffee cup, but this is the one that I did sublimated on, and I put that in the Cricut mug press that I showed you. And these are just some other tumblers that I have made. I did this one for Mother's Day. And this is the one that I redid. You remember I showed you one that I did that I didn't do too well on. I redid it and it came out amazing. And I did this one. And I did my, trying to show it to you, my Hello Kitty. And all of these I did in the convection oven. All right, everyone, so I hope this video wasn't too long. I wanted to share all of the sublimation items, things that I knew when I got started, the mistakes I made, all of those things, and just also give you encouragement of continuing to keep going. Even if you mess up, guess what? We all mess up. We all have messed up. You could be in this business for years and years and you still can mess up. But don't let that stop you. Don't get discouraged. If you get discouraged, take a break. You know, breathe, relax, go pray, do what you need to do. Go take a, walk outside, do what you need to do, come back and start over. And like I always say, don't throw away your mistakes. That's a mistake, whether it's your t-shirt, your tumblers, your mugs, whatever it may be, because you can always go back and use them, especially on your t-shirts. You can, practice on those. Always make sure you go to the Dollar Tree, very affordable. They also have t-shirts at the Dollar Tree. I forgot to mention that you can practice on, and even if you find something there that you can use, you can sell it. So yeah, I thank you all so very much. I hope that you all have learned something. If you did, leave it in the comment section below. If there's anything else that you want to see me do or see me talk about, if there's anything that you want to see me make sure you leave me a comment. Let me know. I would love to make it for you, because that's what we do here. We learn and grow together. I am super excited for everyone who will be starting their sublimation business. Like I said before, it's a very profitable business. So remember, you're in it to make money, but make sure you know that you know what you're doing. Make sure you practice, and make sure you know how to make things before you start making it for your customers. Another thing, make sure you stay on a budget, because you do not want to eat up your profits trying to buy things that you don't need. Make sure you can start out small. That's fine. Some people think you got to start out big. You don't. I didn't start out big. You start out where you are and where you can afford. And once you start making money, you can move up. All right. So that's what I had to say. I hope that you all have an amazing day, and I will see y'all in my next video. Peace.